Hello, Reviews fam. Your friendly tech oracle here. You know, the question your oracle pal here gets asked most often, what is the meaning of life? The answer is 42, by the way. You want to know the second most frequently asked question I get? Hey, tech oracle, what phone should I buy? Lucky for you, I'm feeling benevolent today, so I'm going to hit you with my picks for the top 3 on the big 3. The best baller mid-range, and budget buys by network for AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Let's go! Hey, if any of these videos have helped, please consider hitting us with that thumbs up, clicking that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop the latest videos. And we have a really cool job offer contest thingy going on right now. You could get paid $2,000 to try out subscription boxes. Seriously. Yeah, it's not a joke. So, what I'm gonna do here is begin with Android devices on the big 3. We'll hit iPhones and some unlocked pro tips at the end. I'll explain why then. Let's get into it. For those of you on AT&T, here are my picks for baller, mid-range, and budget buys. It may come as no surprise that for my top dollar pick, I'm gonna steer you in the direction of Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G. I know I look the part, but I'm no baller. If I was though, this would be the phone I'd be itching to get my hands on right now. This year, Samsung has worked out the kinks and given us a more durable folding display with IPX8 water resistance and Gorilla Glass Victus. Matter of fact, this year it even supports the S Pen. I'm a huge Note fan, and in anime terms, the Z Fold 3 5G is like the Note or your favorite hero in his or her final form. There's a lot to like about this device, but what if you're not willing to fork out $1,800 or $50 a month on installments? Then hit that mid-range and make friends with your wallet. My mid-range pick on AT&T is going to be the Pixel 4a 5G. You get stereo speakers, a 3.5mm audio jack so you can actually listen to high-res lossless music without the need for dongles or any extra equipment, though you may still want an external DAC because Google's internal DAC is But most folk aren't buying the 4a 5G for the audio output. It's all about the cameras and the speedy updates to the latest Android OS. I've already been playing with Android 12 on my Pixel devices and it's a joy to use. Rounding out the kit, you're going to get a beautiful OLED HDR screen. No underglass fingerprint sensor, but the rear-mounted one worked well consistently in my testing. You can check out my full review at the link in the description. Now, onto that budget buy, the Moto G Stylus 5G. I was surprised by just how good the 2020 version was, and though I wasn't as much a fan of the 2021 version, it's still a solid competitor in the field. It's 5G ready, has a massive 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and comes with that 3.5mm audio jack. The cameras get the job done, and you'll get no waterproof rating, but the phone does come with a water repellent coating. Moving on, Big Magenta. The whale that just ate Sprint has some devices we need to talk about. Again, I'm gonna go with the Z Fold 3 5G. I think you might be noticing a pattern here for the baller buy, but with a dope alternative baller buy. The OnePlus 9 Pro comes in at just over $1,000 full price. Their focus on bringing those cameras up to flagship quality netted positive results as their ultra-wide angle shooter is arguably the best in class with its large 16.3mm sensor with equally large 1-micron pixels netting you 50 megapixel snaps. It captures like its name was Ash Ketchum. Its top-of-the-line processor, multimedia experience with dual stereo speakers, and beautiful AMOLED display at 120 Hz refresh make it worthy of the alternative baller buy. And it's a beast when it comes to gaming with features that make your COD time buttery smooth. GG. OnePlus also earns my mid-range pick of the phones available on T-Mobile. This time we're talking about the OnePlus 8 5G. 2020 tech, but with its Snapdragon 865 processor, high-speed RAM, and 30 watts fast charging, you'd be hard-pressed to do better. This phone is equally adept at playing video games or playing music through its stereo speakers or playing great-looking streaming videos and movies on its 6.55-inch AMOLED HDR10 Plus certified screen. Plus, that 30-watt fast charging is quite nice. Budget buy here is going to be the fabulous Nord N10 5G for $300 or $12 a month. I was going to recommend a cheaper alternative, but the closest one is Motorola's One 5G Ace, and the Nord is just a superior budget device. You get 90 Hz refresh screen on a US phone at this price point, along with expandable storage, dual speakers, a 3.5mm headphone jack, 30-watt fast charging, and the only place Motorola beats this phone on spec is in the processor. It has a Snapdragon 750G over the Nord 690, but the difference for most folk won't be noticeable. Big Red brings up the rear for the big three in this roundup. Baller! You already know, Z Fold 3. And this time we're sticking with Samsung for the mid-range, going with the Galaxy S20 FE 5G. Yes, the fan edition of Samsung's venerable Galaxy lineup of phones is the closest you get to premium S20 specs without paying premium S20 prices. Now, onto that budget buy on Big Red, you can cop that Motorola One 5G Ace. It has a massive 5,000 milliamp hour battery that I couldn't run out, 15-watt fast charging, and one of my favorite sets of operating system enhancements in its Moto Actions, Moto Display, and Moto Gestures, which allow you to do handy things like make a chopping motion to turn on the flashlight or use 3 fingers to take screenshots and more. But what if you're an iPhone fan? Well, in that case, it doesn't matter which network you're on, so choice is fairly straightforward here. Baller buy is obviously going to be the iPhone 12 Pro Max. You're at the pinnacle of your game, and so is this 5G flagship from the house that Jobs built. It has all the cameras, all the camera tricks, thanks to computational photography, and can record video in Dolby Vision HDR, as well as play it back on the phone's beautiful 6.7-inch OLED Super Retina XDR display. It also has Apple's A14 Bionic chip, which should power you through multitasking, gaming, pretty much anything you can throw at it. If it's mid-range pricing you're after, then pick up last year's iPhone 11. Here's the thing. These phones have gotten to the point that they're powerful enough to last years, and upgrading annually or biannually isn't the big deal it once was. So if it's coin you need to save, last year's hotness should still light your fire this year. And for the budget pick, it's the second generation iPhone SE you're going to want to buy. Sure, it's only 4G, but 4G networks will be around for a while longer, so you should be fine. The processor is solid and competes with phones costing much more, and you get Touch ID in the age of COVID and masking, so that's always a bonus. Here in the States, people tend to buy from the carrier or walk into a big box store and buy what's on the shelves or whatever the salespersons recommend, but you can get a great phone unlocked direct from a manufacturer or on Amazon.com. In that case, I need to give an honorable mention to TCL's lineup of phones. I have a full review of each of their latest 20 series phones right here on the channel, but at $500 for their flagship 20 Pro 5G and $250 for their 20S, you're getting a set of solid specs at great prices. I definitely lean into the 20S for $50 less than the Nord N10 5G if you don't want 5G right now. And that's it. You think there are better picks on any of the big three networks? Argue it out. Let's get down. Write in the comments. I'm here for it. Those are my picks. You may have your own, but when people walk up to me, that's what I'm telling them. Hey, I'm Tshaka Armstrong for reviews.org. Don't take it lightly that you've spent your time here with us. I will check you out on the next video.